I'm Gina Esposito, live on campus, where students who served in the military are being honored. I'll have a live report.
Coming up on Update News, it's not students protesting, but teachers. We'll show you why.
As the giving season returns, one local community center is providing holiday cheer to those in need.
And it's that time of year again. We'll tell you how students are registering for spring classes.
And we'll show you an SJSU student athlete who is taking a shot at the Olympics. Update News starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Hello and welcome to Update News. I'm Ryan Kern.
And I'm Rena Santoro. Thanks for joining us. San Jose State faculty members are demanding raises, and they are taking bold action to get them. They're joining in solidarity with other CSU campuses to insist on the pay raises they say they are due. And in light of the Occupy movement, faculty union members are now having their voices heard along with the 99%. A protest Wednesday was one of 10 that took place across CSU campuses. Justin Germano was there with the strikers and has more.
We teach the 99%.
These chants and a live band echoed from the corner of 4th and San Fernando as SJSU students and faculty came together to voice their dissatisfaction with Chancellor Charles Reed.
This is about fairness, both fairness in how Chancellor Reed, is dealing with faculty, and about ignoring evidence.
The protest was organized by the California Faculty Association because of unhonored negotiations and Reed's decision to cancel pay increases. The fair contract promised a 5% raise and renegotiation if the budget crisis continues. SJSU student Herlinda Aguirre says she is no stranger to these failed promises.
They're not even offering those raises that they actually fought for during that contract. And now this one, they haven't even bargained with them. They haven't talked to them. They just don't want to do anything.
San Jose State University does support its faculty and staff, but is concerned with money.
The question at hand is how to provide for raises given that state funding is plummeting by the hundreds of millions of dollars every year.
Media relations spokesperson Pat Lopez Harris says most of the university's funding comes from the students' tuition because of the limited government funding.
Now, despite what this looks like, this is just an informational picket. The main protest is happening on November 17th at CSU East Bay, and students can march alongside their professors. On campus, Justin Germano, Update News.
Veterans Day was Friday, and in observance, the campus was closed. But as the nation honors veterans, so did SJSU earlier in the week. Gina Esposito was live on campus with the story. Gina?
Ryan, on campus near the AS lawn, student veterans gathered Wednesday. They shared their experiences, and I was able to talk to one student who ended his service just 7 months before 9/11. He tells me he appreciates all the campus has done for veterans and former Marines like himself.
You become accustomed to a certain way of life being in the military, and then coming here on campus, it's a totally different story.
David Richardson is one of the 350 veterans enrolled at San Jose State. He served in the Marines for 4 years, right after high school, and now, 10 years after he retired from the military, he's getting a degree in linguistics.
This is really important because they're a huge part of campus, but they're very understated. Not a lot of people know or realize that we have a lot of veterans and current service members that do go to San Jose State.
Associate students hosted this gathering and offered food and drinks, while students who came to support could write heartwarming letters to military personnel overseas.
I'm just thanking them because they've been over there for a while, and then they're fighting for us, for our freedoms.
And Veterans Day is special to the campus military community.
Going to the Veterans Day parade here in downtown San Jose. So we've got some of our cadets are going to be marching in it.
Well, we're participating in many events for Veterans Day, like the Prisoners of War Missing in Action Run, which is basically the American flag and the Palmilla flag are running for 12 hours nonstop.
With some students dreaming of joining the military after graduation, they know that they can find support.
We already know what our future is going to be. All we need to do is just go through it.
Veterans Day only happens once a year. Americans can still reach out a lending hand to those who do so much. Live on campus, Gina Esposito, Update News.
Many types of people fall into the category of a veteran, some when they fight in wars and others when they step up to the call of duty. Jessica Savage sat down with one such veteran on campus who did just that.
University Police Lieutenant Frank Belcastro may not come to mind when you think of veterans, but he is a veteran of the worst terrorist attack in the United States. He's received honors for his actions on September 11, 2001. The New York City police captain was off duty that day, but rushed to the World Trade Center to save lives.
People had these blank looks on their face, and everybody, it was frustrating that you weren't finding anybody alive, obviously. There was anger at what happened.
He saved a fellow police officer who was trapped among the rubble, but Belcastro says he is not a hero.
Because I didn't do anything spectacular that day.
Spectacular, in Belcastro's mind, are the civilians who rushed to help.
True meaning of heroism is those people that put their selves in harm's way to protect strangers. Now think about it. They ran in those buildings to save total strangers. And most of them knew they weren't coming back.
Belcastro moved to California from New York 3 years ago, intending to retire, but he can't stay away from protecting others. In fact, his job here on campus is to react in the event of a terrorist attack. As the nation honors veterans this week, some can be found in the most unlikely places. They can be among us, modestly declining the title of hero and continuing to serve their communities. On campus, Jessica Savage, Update News.
Registration appointments for spring 2012 are underway. Beginning with priority registration, students are preparing their schedules for the upcoming semester. Students can find the dates and time for their appointments through MySJSU under the enrollment date section. Spartans can sign up for up to 14 units and be waitlisted for the remaining 4. Students can go to the bursar's office for registration assistance or visit the academic advisor for his or her major department. Graduating senior Sarah Miller says planning her last semester at SJSU is bittersweet.
It's kind of sad because I won't be able to continue with school, and I like school, I get to learn and everything, and the people around, and it's weird not having to stress to sign up for classes.
Students will be able to register for the full 18 units on January 7th. Many talented artists have come out of San Jose State's Department and Design program, but one graduate has come out on a whole new level. Update's Corinne Harvey has the story.
College is a place where many young people go to find themselves, but experts agree before self-discovery comes self-acceptance.
If you find something that you're interested in, do it, explore it, and see what happens.
That's why the School of Art and Design invited SJSU graduate and renowned artist Kobe Mulch to speak to students last week. Mulch uses art as an exploration of his queer and transgender identity. Many of Mulch's paintings document his transition from female to male. Mulch has won 10 awards and been featured in more than 20 exhibitions.
I think they can see that with a lot of hard work, you can really move your work somewhere. And I think that's always important to see and to know that that's a possibility.
Students who attended the lecture say they left with a feeling of empowerment.
I think it's really important to stand up for all the different things going on that people don't specifically hear about every single day.
Mulch says the key to discovering his identity began with self-acceptance and a blank canvas. He encourages everyone to embrace themselves for who they are if they want to find success and ultimately true happiness. On campus, Corinne Harvey, Update News.
Finding a job in this economy can be difficult, and for those with jobs, getting to work can be even tougher. So here in San Jose, one man is doing his part to keep people rolling.
When some see transportation, Jim Gardner sees transformation.
It makes me really feel good because I know what the service we're performing is needed.
Gardner began Good Karma Bikes in 2009, a non-profit organization that fixes bikes in San Jose's poverty-stricken areas to provide transportation to all, free of charge. Parts are donated through grants and donations, and 100% of workers are volunteers. Gardner will say yes to anybody.
Anybody who comes will fix their bike, Even people bring us bikes out of the dumpster or the creek. We fix them up, we get them going. What are they supposed to do?
The group fixes Rick Gonzalez's bike on a regular basis. He says he couldn't get around without their help.
Basically, they're super guys, you know. If I could donate some money, I would, you know. That's how good these guys are. They're really a lot of help to a lot of people.
But their services don't end there.
It's not about the bikes. It's about the people. That's the reason we do this. It's really about the people.
Every Wednesday, they host a bike mechanics class to teach people how to fix their own bikes. Gardner says 40% of the program's graduates now have jobs.
It's a really great feeling that I get from helping other people.
Frank Stoller graduated from the program and now volunteers with the group.
They were setting up and I asked them, I said, you guys need any help? And they said, sure. I said, but I don't know anything. And they said, well, we'll show you. They started me with inner tubes, and from there I worked up and I graduated from the class.
Jim Gardner founded Good Karma Bikes based on his 4 core values: to do no harm, benefit someone else, take non-car transportation whenever practical, and create good karma every chance you get. There's much more ahead on Update News, and coming up, Amanda Del Castillo has arts and entertainment.
A local high school band is part of an elite group heading to New York. This Thanksgiving, they're working hard and it's paying off. Here in San Jose, a downtown gallery is offering students a chance to showcase their art and make money. We'll take you there.
And later on, SJSU honors 70 years of Spartan football legacy. But first, let's find out what students listen to on their way to class.
Fly by Nicki Minaj.
I'm actually listening to the Ninth Wonder album, a song called 20 Feet Tall by Rhapsody and Erykah Badu.
Right now I'm listening to the new Drake, Take Care.
Right now I'm listening to a soundtrack from the video game Uncharted 2.
Biggie Smalls.
What is that?
Biggie Smalls, I guess hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the Soft Pack.
What's that?
It's like fun, surfy rock music.
Drake.
What song?
Work It Out.
Ghetto Boys.
Is this Ghetto Boys? K-pop? Is that American or?
Oh no, it's Korean.
Are you from Korea?
No.
To Conrad Gray. He's the greatest voice of San Francisco right now, and I find him amazing.
I'm listening to Flo Rida.
What's that?
I just got it. I don't remember what it is called, but good feeling. That's what it is.
Here. Something like that. So yeah, gets me through the day.
Christmas in the Park is coming back this holiday season to San Jose for its 32nd straight year. The setup began last week with workers laying electrical wiring and snow. This week they're putting up the displays. Organizers are expecting 450,000 people and say the event cost about $500,000. Without public donations, it would be impossible to do.
To help support us, because if you put $1 in the donation box, if everybody put $1 in, we'd be fully funded.
Christmas in the Park officially opens on November 25th and will last until January 2nd.
Winter is a time of giving, but also a time when people need more help. One charity in San Jose is offering coats, blankets, and food to people most in need. Fernanda Lopez reports.
As the temperature drops, charity organizations like Sacred Heart are trying to boost the spirits of those in need.
It's a time of year when people need more because they don't have coats, they don't have blankets for their kids.
Community Involvement Coordinator Matt King says although their services are offered year-round, the season of giving makes it easier to help more people.
And it's also a time of year when people in the community become more aware of those who are less fortunate. We want to take advantage of that to reach the broader community with the message of what we're doing here.
And even though more than 10% of the people in San Jose are living below the poverty line, it appears more and more people are still in need.
Thousands of people use Sacred Heart, and you'd be surprised too. It's not just people you would think of as poor, but even middle-class people that are just struggling to feed a family.
Jake Morgan says he is thankful for Sacred Heart, especially around the holidays. He says it helped him when he was most in need.
In the past, yeah, I've come during the holidays and I was able to cook a full turkey dinner for me and my roommates, and that was really cool.
This year, Sacred Heart hopes to collect 7,000 boxes of food and more than 16,000 books and toys for children. Just Saturday, Sacred Heart registered 7,000 people to receive clothes, food, and gifts for the holiday season. Here on campus, people can also do their share by dropping off donations at charity bins like this one. On campus, Fernanda Lopez, Update News.
We have Amanda here with Arts and Entertainment. Amanda, I hear there's a Bay Area high school marching band doing big things. What's going on with that?
That's right, guys. The high school isn't too far away from San Jose State. A Cupertino High School is going big time. Homestead High's marching band is headed to the Big Apple to perform in front of millions of people. Natalie Maharaj spent some time with the band during a practice run.
They practice here on their home turf, but in less than 2 weeks they will play on a different field with a huge audience in one of the nation's largest parades. Millions of viewers watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and Homestead High School's Mighty Mustang Marching Band has made this year's cut and is included in the lineup. John Burns has been the band director for 22 years.
It's huge. This is the biggest honor for the Homestead Band in the history of the school.
Homestead High is one of 10 high schools across the U.S. chosen to perform in the parade, and students know it's a big deal.
I feel so excited. I haven't been to New York ever before, so it's going to be a great experience.
They have used football games and home shows like this one as practice to stay focused with their eyes on the prize. Their parents are just as excited, sitting in the stands, cheering them on, and some will even be going along for the ride.
I am going to be there at New York to watch her, yeah.
The past 6 months have taken a lot of preparation for their big day in the spotlight.
And it's amazing, all the beautiful flows, the beautiful balloons. I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Their hard work and dedication is about to pay off on the streets of the Big Apple. They're the only West Coast band performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and they head to New York City on November 20th to showcase their talent. In Cupertino, Natalie Maharaj, Update News.
Students, faculty, and staff longing to listen to live classical or jazz need to look no further than SJSU's Music Concert Hall. The Listening Hour is a free concert series presented by the School of Music and Dance. The series was created to enrich the cultural life on campus as well as the surrounding community.
People don't really go out and just experience different types of music, I think, on their own. So if we're here to offer it, it just broadens their horizon.
The concerts are every Tuesday and Thursday from 12:30 to 1:15 and are open to anyone who wants to attend. 8 more performances are scheduled this semester. Concert manager Grace Trout hopes more students will take advantage of the opportunity to hear some of SJSU's finest musical talent. Have you noticed the concrete around campus is more colorful than ever? A co-ed fraternity has been writing nutritional facts to remind students to be more aware of their health. Every year, Alpha Phi Omega works on a service project for a whole week. This year is Awareness for Nutrition and Exercise. This is the first time this fraternity has drawn on the concrete to catch students' attention with food pyramids. You might even see students playing hopscotch about food nutrition, to engage them as they walk around campus. But the fraternity goes beyond the boundaries of San Jose State to remind others about their health.
And then later on in the week, we're going to Atria Living. It's in Los Altos. And we're going to help do stretches for the elderly with arthritis. And then we're going to take a walk around with them.
The fraternity has also planned a dodgeball game at Tower Academy and is going to food banks to talk about nutrition. It's open call for aspiring artists at Collide Gallery, just a block away from campus. It's hosting a holiday art show and inviting participants. The gallery usually showcases artists that are members, but this Hark the Holiday showing will be the first of its kind because it's open to the public. All types of art, from jewelry and paintings to sculpting and photography, are welcome. Art will be on sale for holiday shoppers and gift seekers. Artists name their price and the gallery takes a 40% cut.
The showing is open to anyone who makes art. So if you're just a student, if you're not even in school for it, if you're a seasoned professional.
There is no fee to apply, but space is filling up fast and students are encouraged to get the ball rolling. This art exhibit will kick off the first Friday in December and remain on display throughout the month. Well, guys, that's all I have for arts and entertainment this week.
Thanks, Amanda. I actually saw some jewelry I liked.
Maybe a potential Christmas gift.
Who knows? Sports is coming up next with Melissa Rios. We'll look at Spartan football.
Utah State is the next matchup, but Saturday the team took on the Vandals, and we'll bring you the action against the Idaho rivals.
Women's basketball is back in action against a Bay Area foe. We'll show you the highlights of the exhibition opener.
And an SJSU swimmer is going for the gold. But first, we asked students here on campus what they think of the NBA lockout.
I think that it come to a deal really fast, and it's really boring without any basketball on, and I think this is the Warriors' year. So
all I see on ESPN is just more news that it's going to be another day of being in the lockout. So yeah, it sucks.
Being that the percents were divided and the majority was once with the players, they've had the majority for a while. They're making enough money. If the people that are in charge of the association want a little bit more income, then I think that's fair enough.
Families are being at stake, and it's not healthy for anybody.
Your job is to play basketball. Like, I don't know, you're already overpaid in general. So I mean, why are you complaining about how much to be paid or whatever?
I don't know much about NBA lockout, but I know that it's responsible for Kim Kardashian's divorce.
San Jose State football has been a tradition for more than 100 years, and the team has called Spartan Stadium home for almost 80 of them. The team and stadium have seen their fair share of Spartans, and this past Saturday, many of those players reunited at the stadium. Before the current SJSU Spartans took the spotlight in their game against Idaho Saturday, dozens of former players were reliving their own glory days.
It's great. It just, like Ray said, it brings back so many memories, and you know, it's frustrating because you still want to get down there. And yeah.
The athletics department held a pregame tailgate for Alumni Appreciation Day at Spartan Stadium. More than 50 former players showed up to support Spartan football and to reminisce over old times.
It's great, you know, to cheer and you know, sometimes I get my family out, and you know, it's pretty good.
New alum and former SJSU quarterback Adam Tefralis is proud to be part of the brotherhood.
We got this great team, great coach, and everything's moving in the right direction. Everybody wants to be back, wants to be a part of it in some way, shape, you know what I mean? Anything we can do.
At halftime, the men were announced to the crowd by decades, starting with players from the 1940s all the way through to the 2000s. Former football play-by-play announcer Mike Chisholm watched many of the players from his broadcast booth through the years. For him, seeing all of them together again was emotional.
This has been really rewarding for me. This is kind of one of those grassroots things to where I get it. It's very heartwarming on many levels for me.
After the ceremony, the old players formed a tunnel for the current ones to kick off the second half of the game, uniting the past and the present, all on the field together, even if just for the moment. Now Melissa Rios is here for the actual football game and the rest of sports. Hey, Melissa.
I got ladies swimming, hoops, but first let's get to the football game. The Spartans played Idaho this past Saturday in what turned out to be a thriller. But who came out on top? Michael Cronenwet has the story.
The Spartans returned home Saturday through the smoke to battle the struggling Idaho Vandals. In the first quarter, it was all Sparta as they converted 3 Idaho turnovers into points. One of the scoring plays was Tyler Irvin, who scampered in to put SJSU up 20-0. The first half was going so well for the Spartans, even the defense got in on the scoring as Travis Johnson sacked the Vandal quarterback for his safety. And at the half, it was 22-10 Spartans. But in the second half, it was a completely different story as Idaho came out firing. Scoring 21 unanswered points, Idaho took a 32-22 lead midway through the fourth quarter. And with a little over a minute left in the game, Matt Faulkner finds tight end Ryan On for 6 and trims the lead to 3 points. The Spartans had to line up for the most exciting play in football, an onside kick, and they recovered. but the referees ruled the ball didn't go 10 yards, and by rule, Idaho got the ball back and ran out the clock to win the game. After the contest, head coach Mike McIntyre talked about what this game meant to his team.
A tough loss for us. I know they'll bounce back and keep fighting, and again, we definitely had a chance to definitely win and did not win it.
The Spartans just lost a heartbreaker 32-29 to the Idaho Vandals. Next week, the Spartans will take their show on the road to Logan, Utah in a battle with the Utah State Aggies. On campus, Michael Cronowet, Update News.
San Jose State's women's basketball season started out great with an exhibition game last weekend. Not only were the freshmen new to the court, but to the whole coaching staff. Quick movements placed the Spartans off with a good start when captain Brittany Johnson stole the ball from Cal State East Bay. Guard Sarah Plavlanen finished it off with a layup, with Spartans leading by 7. By halftime, the Spartans were ahead 42-29. The Spartans held on strong through the second half when guard Rachel Finnegan plowed through the defense and helped give the Spartans a 20-point lead. New coach Tim Lacoste was excited to be back on the court.
The team did a lot of things well. Defensively, we forced a lot of turnovers, and I think that was the key in this game, is generating a lot of offense off our defense, and that was the difference in the game tonight.
The last shot of the contest was made by Bria Matthews, and San Jose State won 70-53. Basketball captain Johnson says Coach Lacoste is intense, but the team needs it. Our swim team is off to an amazing start this season, and one of the swimmers has set her sights on Olympic trials. But qualifying hasn't been easy. Brian DeRico reports.
Kirsten Trammell has been chasing the Olympic trials qualifying time for the 100 and 200 breaststroke.
Well, it's something that I've been working for a long time, and I'm going to try in a couple of months and see what I can do.
Right before last season, she made the Olympic trials qualifying time, but was disqualified for illegal hand movement on her pull down. Later that day, she broke her foot, taking her out for the rest of the season. She has returned this season as team captain, leading one of the best teams SJSU has seen, and is excited to get a second chance at her Olympic dream. Coach Sage Hopkins says Trammell's leadership is a key element to the team.
First and foremost, I'd say leadership by example. She's got an amazing work ethic, an amazing amount of focus, dedication, passion for the sport.
She will have only a few more chances to qualify for the Olympic trials and won't get the chance until late in winter, but is doing her best to prepare herself.
I'm just taking it one day at a time, working as hard as I can in practice and working as hard as I can on my breaststroke, on my technique.
All collegiate swim meets are short course, which means they're 25 yards long. So she'll have to wait till winter when long course meets come around, which are 50 meters long to qualify. On campus, Brian DeRico, Update News.
Man, Ryan, qualifying for the Olympics, that's a big deal. I really hope she gets it.
You know, even if she's able to qualify or not, it's still like a huge accomplishment just to be able to be in consideration to be in the Olympics. Yeah. I wish I could do that.
I know. We're going to have to go practice in the pool.
Yeah, sounds good to me. That'll do it for now. Thanks for staying up late with us.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook by searching SJSU Update News. Now get some rest, and we'll see you again next week.